Springs High School football broadcast, a John Fine production on Family Radio 91.9 FM Baton Rouge and on the internet at johnfineproductions.com. With Yellow Jackets color commentator Mitch Covington and producer John Fine. Here now is your Yellow Jackets play-by-play announcer, Josh Ward.
Good evening and welcome to Yellow Jacket Football Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com and streaming live on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. This is the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up brought to you by Sporting Center, proudly serving Livingston Parish since 1977. At Sporting Center, they've got everything you need from athletic equipment to school uniforms. Go see Stacy Phipps, James Adam McCants, and their terrific staff. That location right there, 205 South Range Avenue in Denham Springs. Last week, Yellow Jackets would lose to Central High School 31-6 from Central High School in the Amite River rivalry, which will now belong to the Central Wildcats for the next year. The game does return to Denham Springs next year, so we look forward to that, but a lot more football to get to before then, obviously. Tonight, Yellow Jackets on the road in a non-district matchup against the Woodlawn Panthers from Woodlawn High School. Josh Ward, obviously, will have the whole crew here with us. Jake Williamson, Mitch Covington, John Fine, Lamine Figueroa back at the studio, Darren Ferrente watching as well. Mr. Robert Graves at home, keeping us up to date on all the scores and all those things. So great to have everyone along for the ride here as we get ready for a very hot fall afternoon here from Woodlawn High School. Got plenty to get to before kickoff coming up. It will be Mitch joining me to recap a little bit of last week's game. Look forward to this week's game against the Panthers. And then we'll have John Fine with guests to be determined, but we will have those for you. And then we'll get you ready for the Coach Beard Brett interview, which we always appreciate Coach's time with that, and get you ready for kickoff here from Woodlawn High School. It is the Yellow Jackets and the Panthers, Woodlawn High School, and we are back after this time out on Yellow Jackets football.
Your local sporting goods store in Livingston Parish for over 40 years is Sporting Center. Sporting Center has all of your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. Plus, Sporting Center has all of your brand names like Adidas and Russell Athletic. And Sporting Center offers one-on-one customer service. Sporting Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, and laser engraving. And they can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs. Sporting Center, 205 South Range in Denham Springs.
Quick and Handy Cleaners is now Sunshine Cleaners. The name has changed, but not the same great service you've received throughout the years. Hats off to Scooter and Kay Keene for everything they've done to help the Livingston Parish community. The Moore family at Sunshine Cleaners has been in business since 1995 and looks forward to offering the same great service with the same great staff you've come to rely on. Family owned and operated, that's Sunshine Cleaners. Denham Springs, Walker, and Live Oak, and locations in Baton Rouge.
Demco believes that championing youth programs helps pave the way for a brighter future. From building the next generation of leaders with the Youth Cooperative Ambassador Program to giving students the chance to visit Washington, D.C. as part of the Rural Electric Youth Tour, our dedication is clear. At Demco, we power youth. Learn how you can participate at demco.org. That's demco.org.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts, 37 TVs, and Big Mike's is open late after the games. Live music on the weekends, locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Ascom Square in Denham, or delivery through Waiter or Grubhub.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, I'll get around to it someday, Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on Family Radio 91.9 FM, on the net at johnfineproductions.com, and on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision, are brought to you in part by You Safe and Lock, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, District Court Judge Brian Abel, Coconut Willie's Bakery, Sports Clips, and Safe Voyage Tattoo. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in. Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. It is the Yellow Jackets and the Woodlawn Panthers from Woodlawn High School. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington. Now, if you're at DS Jacket Vision, watch on YouTube right now, you're seeing the Denham Springs Woodlawn page. We're aware of that. We're getting everything set up here for you. We're in some kind of tough situations yet again from the Woodlawn High School. We're top of the press box. You know, Mitch, fourth broadcast, third one that we're on top of a press box or on the side of a press box outside in the open air.
It's really disappointing we don't have a visual look right now because my makeup is good. I've got my hair cut. Everything's looking just right, but it's sad for the fans. They can't see it. Unfortunately,
not yet, but it is coming, folks. We're just trying to get set here. Obviously, it's a very tight confines here and just a little, you know, Mitch, there's no place like home. Can't wait to get the home stand. 3 games in a row starting next week at Yellow Jacket Stadium, so we'll look forward to that. But we will put it together here tonight for you and get the cameras, everything ready for you by kickoff, I assure you. So, Mitch, last week 31-6, Yellow Jackets obviously in a tough one against Central Wildcats. Talking to Coach Beard this week, you know, he said, you know, the first quarter you hold them to 9 points. Based on their field position, you had some things to be happy about there. Offensive line, he said, we're seeing some issues pop up there. So I think there's going to be a little change up in the offensive line here for the Yellow Jackets tonight. But you realize that you can correct a few things. You shut them out in the third quarter and the second half. Basically, you only give up the 6 points, which was a pick 6. Outside of that, your defense really has been playing well. Probably the bright spot for the Yellow Jackets so far this season.
Yeah, the defense has been a surprise as we've got going early in the year. We know they had to replace so many great players from last season and thought that may be a spot that started slowly and would come along as the year went along as guys kind of got more comfortable with their roles on the defensive side of the ball. But, man, they really have been playing well. They've done a good job of holding out Hammond at the end of the game and really for most of the game and helping us win that football game. And then against Central, the field position was really bad. Defense was put in a lot of tough spots. Central starting at their own 18 one time, at the Denham 18 one time, at the Denham 20 another time. Denham was holding them to field goals. They finally cracked through and got a couple touchdowns. But the second half, defense shut them out in the second half, and even with some shorter fields in some of those situations. So defense played pretty well. We just got to get the offensive side of the ball to kind of play with that as far as not having the turnovers that turn into pick sixes. We've given up a pick 6 in week 1 to Hammond, a pick 6 in week 2 to Central. Also another turnover, another interception on the first drive of the game that Central ran back inside the Yellow Jacket 20-yard line. So short fields have been an issue, and some of it was turnover, some of it was just good punt game by Central and then a good punt return by Central, and special teams have played a role in that. So it's all complementary football that hasn't worked together, and so the Jackets have time to get that worked out early in the year, and it's good. Coach Beard was really excited that he played Central. We're happy to have that rivalry back, and that's a really good football team, and it's only going to make his team better. It's only going to help his coaches learn his players, what they can do. You mentioned there's going to be a little bit of shuffling in the offensive line. Not necessarily a lot of new players, but they're going to move the guys around a little bit in some positions and try and find some more areas advantageous for the offensive line.
As Coach Beard, just want to ask you this from your coaching standpoint. You know, when you're trying to get your offense to get that fast start, and Coach Beard has talked about that. This offense to get going, 1, it starts up front, as we all know that, with the offensive line. And number 2, the offense to get rolling, to kind of get that comfort, to feel good, like, all right, settle in, and we're good to go here. As a coach, what do you do to try to challenge that? Or what do you do different to try to get that going, get that spark?
Sometimes in the past, when you're trying to get off to a quick start, you really think maybe some trick plays early on, maybe something out there. I know a couple years ago, a flea flicker on about the first or second play of the game when Coach Fournier was the OC, led to a touchdown right off the bat, and just something maybe like that, a little bit outside the box, try and catch Woodlawn off guard, get some quick points on the board just to get your feet moving and get yourself in a good rhythm early on in the game. We have been starting slow, and that's something Coach Beard's been trying to figure out and figure a way to get his team off to good starts, because once the game gets going and we get in the flow of the game, things have been okay. But that first quarter, we've really started slowly. We fell behind against Hammond. We fell behind against Central early on, and so that's what he's trying to get. Sometimes it's just coming up with a good first set of plays maybe to get out there, what can help us out, trying to adjust with the other defense and how they're going to line up to you. But now, I really think maybe, like I said, some kind of trick play, some kind of reverse, some kind of double pass or something like that, just to get a quick jump start for your offense.
All right, and defensively, we talk about how well they've been playing. Obviously, if you just continue what you're doing there on defense, defense is, you know, you would hope will have you in an opportunity to be in the games.
And they have. The defense has held up strong, even on some short fields. They forced field goals when Central had the ball inside the 20 to start a possession. They've held Hammond to field goal attempts, held Walker to field goal attempts late in the game when they were down there by the goal line. And so they've held strong. Not to say that they've been perfect. Obviously, there's been a few points out there on the board, but they really have done their part. And special teams got to help out with that, some field position at times. When the offense does have to punt the football, we need to flip it 30, 35 yards net, I would say, on a punt. If we don't want to punt it, let them run it back, 40 yards, and then you end up worse off than where you started. So it's all just working together. And like I said, a lot of that has been early in the game, and Coach Beard has felt that's been an issue not just this year, but also some in the past. So they've been looking internally as a coaching staff on ways that they can try to adjust and be better as a whole.
And one side note, we know that we saw Jaden Kent go out last week. He will not be able to go this week, so that puts Devin Mack in his place at defensive end. But as Coach Womack said, Coach Womack said about Devin Mack that he has been rotating in with Jaden Kent, so it's not like he's stepping into the line of fire for the first time. He's used to this. So that could be a key in this defense for the Yellow Jackets.
And if you've listened to the broadcast for a couple weeks, you've heard his name several times. He's not just been out there on the field. He's been making plays. He's got a couple of sacks, a couple tackles for loss. He's made his presence felt when he's been in there. So we hate that we're losing Jaden Kent for this week and don't know how long that's going to end up being, but Devin Mack is a guy that can step in and help you out on the defensive line, and he's done a really good job of that so far this year.
All right, Mitch, we will take a timeout. When we come back, it'll be John Fine. I think John Fine is going to make me sit in with him and talk about DS Jacket Vision. So that will be coming up after this. Again, it is the Yellow Jackets and the Woodlawn Panthers 9-district matchup from Woodlawn High School. We're back with more after this on the Sporting Center, the Yellow Jackets warm-up.
No pain, no gain might apply to football, but not your teeth. If you have toothache pain, gain relief with Dr. Michael Sharola. Emergencies are seen the same day. Dr. Sharola and his staff treat all phases of dentistry, including Zoom whitening procedures. Michael Sharola was an all-state Denham football and baseball player, and you'll feel all world by visiting him. Call 665-3100 or visit Dr. Sharola in Watson next to the post office.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We're again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bank Plus makes it easier to bank. With extended drive-through hours plus 24/7 online and mobile banking, we're here when you need us. Lost your debit card? Get a new one instantly at any Bank Plus location. No waiting for the mail. And interactive teller machines offer drive-up personal service 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm. Because State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is your one-stop shop in Denham Springs for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is ready to help. Visit betterwithbrandy.net for your surprisingly great rates today. Brandy Robertson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is Serve Pro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at Serve Pro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. Serve Pro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so Serve Pro is faster to any disaster. Serve Pro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on Family Radio 91.9 FM, on the net at johnfineproductions.com, and on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision are brought to you in part by Shay Landry, closing attorney, Milestone Title, Brandon Rishu with Smart Move Real Estate, KOA Campground, Ryan Ross, owner, OK Computers and Auto Sales, and Dr. Chip Bankston and Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Sports Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. Yellow Jackets and the Woodlawn Panthers from Woodlawn High School. It is a non-district matchup for these two teams. Yellow Jackets 1-1 on their season. Woodlawn now 0-2 on their season. I'm Josh Ward, now joined by John Fine. Actually, John, this is your job right now. We're switching roles here.
All right. Should I start from the top, or since you already did all that?
Well, you know, I won't make you work too hard tonight, since we're up here and sweating it off up here. Tough situation here for us tonight, and the whole point of us talking about this was talking about DS Jacket Vision, and obviously we're in an adverse situation right now, trying to get everything settled.
Yeah, it is kind of ironic as I come on with you to talk about our being on television. And Josh, as you mentioned, there are some technical issues right now. So you're unfortunate enough to not see Josh. You're fortunate enough not to see me. So our cameras are not operational right now because of some internet issues. We can hope to have it set up by kickoff at or about 7 o'clock to bring the game for you. But in a worst case scenario, you could just keep it tuned here and just listen. And we may or may not have the video during the course of the evening. Or you can go to 91.9 FM, Family Radio, or on the net at johnfineproductions.com and tune in that way. So, Josh, people wouldn't know it by observing what's happening tonight, but we've come a long, long way since the start of last year when we were sort of figuring it out as we went along, and there's still some of that right now, but nevertheless, despite a little hiccup right now, we've made some tremendous progress with this.
Yeah, we have, and obviously this is one of these situations where we're just going to run into where we are on the road in a spot that we haven't been to in 10 years now. It's been the last time since Denham Springs has been here. I don't think I've been back in that time period. And then we're on top of the press box. You've got Denham coaches, so many film crews, Woodlawn film crews. Just a lot going on up here. But we will figure it out. We will get you the shot of the camera shot of the field tonight. We believe we'll be able to get that to you. But nonetheless, it has been a learning curve for us. Last year was, as I said at the DSAA meeting Monday last year, we were taking flying lessons. Now we're starting to fly a little bit.
Right. I don't know if we are full-fledged Delta pilots just as of yet. Of course, with what's happening with our not airing anything live, one can make the argument that this is sort of like Delta having flights that are canceled, which has happened frequently. But so much for that analogy. And Josh, how can people watch Denham Springs football on television? What's the process that they have to go through?
Well, with the smart TVs and smartphones and everything now, it's so easy. You have it right there in the palm of your hand. You have the YouTube app on your phone. You just go in, put at DS Jacket Vision, all one word. It will bring up all our videos, all the games from last year and this year. You can go back and look at those games. You can watch the whole thing in full. You can, skip around to see, if your grandson caught a touchdown pass, you can go find it, all those things. But yeah, at DS Jacket Vision is our handle. That's where it'll always be. And again, every time when our games are done, we will be right there with everything that you can go check out and see. But of course, we obviously want people to be able to watch live during the games. They can't be here. Listen on 91.9 FM on the web at johnfineproductions.com if you have to. But if you have the opportunity, what we're doing here at DS Jacket Vision as we continue to build this thing is really bringing a top-notch broadcast to you if you can't make the games. And again, having a little hiccup right now. It's our first one of the season, actually. We've had some little missteps here and there. This is the first time that we're able actually in booth with the camera right now, but we will get that figured out. But, John, as I was telling you off camera earlier, there's no place like home. I told Mitch the same thing. The next 3 weeks we'll be at home at DS Jacket Vision. We'll be full-fledged right there because we know our confines at Yellow Jacket Stadium, what we're capable of doing here. But, again, a challenge here tonight, but at DS Jacket Vision, our numbers are continuing to grow. Our viewership is continuing to grow. Our subscribers are continuing to grow. So if you are happen to be listening right now, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share us out, let everyone know that we are at DS Jacket Vision.
So for the uninitiated, let's say you go to your PC and you type in YouTube telecasts or just YouTube, YOUTUBE, and then when it asks you to search, you put in DS Jacket Vision, and that should bring you to our telecasts.
It absolutely will, yes. DS Jacket Vision, again, all one word, all lowercase. Make it easier for you,
Geriatric.
I was trying to be a little more politically correct there, but for some of you who may have two left thumbs, it's a little easier for you.
There you go. Now, when you pull it up, it's just a portion of your screen. But again, for those that are not that familiar with all that stuff, you can click in the lower right-hand corner, and then it will extend to the entire screen, correct, Josh?
That is correct, yes, absolutely. And then once you click on that, once you see us right now, if you were to go to the page, you will see a live icon in your screen, and that lets you know that right now we are live broadcasting. This isn't a previous game. So you'll see that live icon, you click on that. I mean, you can stream it right to your big screen TV. I've had the likes of Miss Kathy, the journalist, Mr. Robert Graves, who I got to visit earlier today on the way to Woodlawn. They just put it on their big screen TVs and sit at home with their favorite beverage and their favorite chair and
well, there you go. You got a young one in Kathy and an old one in Robert, and they're both able to accomplish that.
That's right. So if they can do it, well, if Mr. Robert Graves can do it, we know anybody can.
Okay, so describe what the normal process is. If you have it on your YouTube, how do you get it on your television screen?
I think it's a lot of TVs or smart TVs now that have it built into it, but if not, I believe the button is an AirPlay thing, and it should go to your TV. I believe that's the process. It's fairly easy, but a lot of people with the TVs that they have now, the YouTube is built into it, so you don't have to go through all that process. But if you do, it is called AirPlay, which will send it to your TV.
Yeah, one of the things that was really encouraging when we were doing our due diligence and trying to figure out when and if and how we were going to do that is that we were told that all TV sets that are right now on the market are smart TVs. So what happens is if you have a new TV, you'll have the capability of picking up Yellow Jackets football telecasts and anything else for that matter from YouTube. And if you can't figure it out, then find your nearest, what, Josh, 13, 14, or 15-year-old, and they should be able to show you how to do it, how to connect.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can't figure it out, it's so easy these days to get these things. And again, you probably may not. I don't know if do you have YouTube on your TV? I'm curious.
I'm sure I do, but I've not accessed it and wouldn't know how.
Well, I'm just curious. Yeah, I was. If there was anyone who may have an old box set TV, I thought it might be you.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Josh, you noticed how, as a pretext, I talk of how people might be. But in actuality, I'm asking, for my own edification about that. Are we on, Mitch Covington?
We're on, Mr. I was just telling you, I got to visit Mr. Robert Graves on the way here. He lives not too far from the campus of Woodlawn High School, so I stopped by his house to give him his DS Jacket Vision shirt. Okay. He is now proudly wearing it. Showed a picture of him wearing it, so he's got it on right now. He said he'll wear it each Friday night for us as part of our remote member of the crew. And but I got to see his man cave and see where he sets it all up. Talking about the big screen TVs and this one here with this game and that game. We're obviously the center TV, the biggest one, but obviously he's got a nice little setup there where he keeps up with all the things.
Was Robert's face part of the picture he sent?
He did, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. That's all right.
All right. So thank you, Robert Grace, for everything you do. And Josh, what a crew we have. First off, I'd like to commend you. You put in a lot of time and effort behind the scenes to try to make things happen. Something as seemingly mundane as getting some logos from our sponsors to figuring out things that improve the technical aspect of our telecast. And Josh, we have quite a crew that's working with us. What a job Jake Williamson has done.
Yeah, absolutely. He has really been an integral part of taking this thing to the next level as the camera work and some of the things that are a little bit over my head. I've been learning from him, but what a tremendous asset he's been for us to really kind of get this understanding the technology side of it and what cameras are capable of doing, especially when we're on the road like this, going off of air cards and things like that. When we're at home, as mentioned at Yellow Jacket Stadium, we've got the most secure direct internet you can imagine. So there we're in good shape. But here, definitely learning curve, but man, what an asset again. Darren Ferrente, another one that helps out a lot. Unfortunately, in some of these situations on the road, he's not able to join us. We obviously look forward to having him back next week.
And we very much miss Darren, no doubt about
absolutely.
That. So
I guess we could say something nice about Mitch, huh?
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, Mitch Covington, I tell you what, his brilliance is largely confined to on-air responsibilities,
right.
But what a job he does as the color commentator. And Josh, I know you appreciate having a good rapport with a color commentator is just absolutely essential to enjoying yourself during the course of a broadcast or a telecast, and the keen insights he can provide because he coached with or against a lot of these players on the junior high level, and for his knowledge of football. He's really amazing, and what an integral part of whatever success we encounter with these broadcasts and telecasts. Mitch Covington.
Former players, not the best color guys. Former players / coaches are the better ones.
There you go. That's right. So he has those two angles.
That's right.
And a present coach for that matter as well.
Absolutely.
Denham Springs Junior High. In fact, we'll have Mitch on halftime on the Sunshine Cleaners halftime report. So looking forward to that.
All right, John, that'll do it for this part of it. When we come up, you know, I'm going to let you take us out. Do your duties.
All right, it is Denham Springs and Woodlawn. Coming up next, Josh Ward speaks with Jackets coach Brett Baird after this pause on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up on Denham Springs football.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Do you have a go-to doctor when you're sick? Now more than ever, having a primary care provider you know and trust is essential. It's time to put your health first and schedule a visit with a North Oaks primary care provider today. From annual checkups to health screenings and everything in between, our team of providers are ready to provide the care you need to stay healthy. Call 985-230-APPT today to schedule an appointment or schedule online at northoaks.org/PCP.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel. One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Abear, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Count on it at Smith Accounting Services. Randy Smith and his staff have decades of accounting experience, with Randy along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff. Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs: personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income tax, business taxes, bookkeeping. And when their quality work is done, you can count on Randy Smith to reminisce about Yellow Jackets athletics. Smith Accounting Services, 277 East Railroad, Denham Springs.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on Family Radio 91.9 FM, on the net at johnfineproductions.com, and on YouTube at DS Jackson Vision, are brought to you in part by Dentistry, Mr. Gabby's Pizza, Cypress Pharmacy, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, the Law Office of Ivy L. Graham, and Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
It is the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. Yellow Jackets on the road at Woodlawn to take on the Panthers in a non-district matchup, Game 3 of this regular season. I'm Josh Ward, and we welcome in head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Coach Brett Beard. Last week, Yellow Jackets at Central in the Amite River rivalry. Yellow Jackets would lose to Central 31-6. Coach, after the first quarter, looking at that game, we had talked Monday, and we kind of talked about how it was just kind of a weird game. But after the first quarter, you're only down 9-0 in a game where Central really had fantastic field position that entire first quarter.
Yeah, you know, we kind of shot ourselves consistently in the foot and gave them ridiculous field, and we were able to bail ourselves out. I thought defensively we played really well. I mean, they had the short field, I think 7 or 8 possessions in the first half, and, come over 24 points. And like we said, you scored 9. And, with those 9 points, they got 2 stops on us. If we had just kicked a field goal or scored a touchdown right there, and it's a one-score ball game, we would have weathered the storm and really had played some ugly football and just kind of put ourselves in bad spots. And, when I say ugly football, I mean, I'm not speaking on the defense, because the defense played extremely well Friday night and at a very high level. I mean, it was 2 really good defenses that got after each other. But, yeah, just a strange night. And, we continue to start slow, put ourselves in bad spots. And, we want to get going.